So people are thinking, why should I spend 60,000 rupees and get this iPhone? Well, I'll give you 10 reasons why you should buy the iPhone 16e. So number 10, in 2025, how much cameras do you need? There are some brands for 60k, they are giving a primary camera, ultra wide camera, a macro camera, a telephoto camera, a periscope camera. Do you need all this? So this has 148 megapixel camera. In case you want to take 2x portraits, you can just zoom in and take 2x portraits. And then there are some people who run with iPhones and take videos. And to make that stable, they have something called action mode. Now this action mode thing works because of a censorship technology, but who should take a video by running? Nobody should take videos while running. This is not good for you. Just take videos when you're walking. So this has an older optical image stabilization, that is good for you. So a smaller sensor and then older optical image stabilization, the best combination. Even there are people who take videos by blurring the background artificially. It's called cinematic mode. See, we should always have a natural background blur. You should not artificially blur it. So it's an unwanted feature. So that is also removed. Secondly, you're getting the latest Apple's A18 chipset. Yeah, the ones which is there in 16, 16 Pro, 16 Pro Max. Well, those are not actually the original A18 chip. Those all have 5 core GPUs. Who needs 5 core GPU? We only need 4 core GPU. So this has 4 core GPU. Well, in 2025, I know people expect artificial intelligence, but artificial intelligence is a thing of 2024. Now 2025, it's thereof Apple intelligence. So we are giving Apple intelligence with the iPhone 16e. So if you want Apple intelligence, you should get this. I know Apple has been talking about this since last year because the competitors, they were doing some things with AI last year. So something should be told, right? So that's why it's a tech of 2025 and they are speaking in 2024. So we just spoke about it. So it's coming in 2025 only. So if you have already bought the 16, 16 Pro, 16 Pro Max because of artificial or Apple intelligence, don't worry, you can get the 16e because maybe it's not completely rolled out. So maybe you might be the first one to get newer features, the newer Apple intelligence features. So those people who bought for Apple intelligence, they also might buy the 16e. I see people had a problem of having fingerprint sensor in their phone. So that's removed right now. So you have Face ID. And that too, what is that notch thing? It looks very annoying. So it has the old style notch display. Yeah, and definitely nobody is gonna use smartphones outdoors. So it has 800 nits of brightness, which is super great for indoor use. And there are some people who take this phone outdoors and say that it's not visible. Guys, why should you take phones outdoors? You should use it indoors. And no, front camera, like all the top lineups, this is also 12 megapixel. And again, I said those phones blur the background artificially. We don't need that cinematic mode, so that is also removed. At number 5, Apple has introduced the new C1 modem, which is their latest modem. So the other phones, they were using Snapdragon modems. So Snapdragon is a thing of Android phones. Why should Apple be using that? That is not efficient. The C1 is super efficient. So you should get this for the new C1 model. Now, talking about efficiency, SC people had a big problem of battery life. They said we need at least the battery backup of iPhone 16. If you take two phones with 5000 mAh battery, one has Snapdragon, one has the Apple C1 modem. Definitely this being super efficient will last way longer than this, but that is not our goal. But Apple's goal is not to surpass iPhone 16's battery compared to iPhone 16, but to make it in par. So definitely if you give the same battery capacity as iPhone 16 to iPhone 16e, iPhone 16e will last longer. That's not what you need. You need it to be same. So the battery capacity is slightly reduced so that you get the same battery backup like 16. Some unwanted features are added, like the action button is added, then the Type-C. I don't know who uses Type-C, but Type-C port is there. And there are some people who buy expensive AirPods and AirTags and they lose it somewhere. To find that, they use something called the ultra wideband chipset, which just shows arrow and like, oh, there is my AirPods. So if you are buying something very expensive, it is your responsibility to take care of it, not the smartphone. So the ultra wideband chip, which was helping, that has also been removed because you have to be responsible. Now seriously, if you see the recent smartphones, what is that? You have red, green, blue, purple, marine. Who wants colors? Nobody wants colors. We want either black or white. So this phone has either black or white. If you want color, put a skin. Anyway, you're getting a case. And again, we are removing MagSafe because you have MagSafe. You put a case without a MagSafe. Will it work? It will not. Now, if you want MagSafe, again, you are putting a case with MagSafe. Then why we have to put it inside? You just buy a case with MagSafe. That's it. You get MagSafe, right? And lastly, if you are still not convinced to buy this iPhone 16e for 60,000 rupees, guys, this has the latest 60 Hz display. I mean, it's 2025. Who uses 120 Hz display? You know, Apple's 60 Hz is equivalent to Android's 120 Hz display. So just imagine if we have introduced a 120 Hz display in this phone, then definitely if you scroll, you can't even see it. It just flows out. Do you want that? No, you want to see what's on your phone. So 60 hertz is the gold standard in 2025. I mean, for 60,000 rupees, you should get 60 hertz. You know, the 60. Well, guys, the reality is Apple has made the C1 chip. Now they have to test it before putting it in their main lineup. So the best place to take a risk is launch a phone. Now the 16 series, it's not a major upgrade, so people are not upgrading that much to that. So for a 70,000 rupees, it doesn't seem worth. So just launch a phone with a C1 chip at a higher price than what an AC phone should be. Name it differently, name it E, so that when you look, this is 60,000, and for 70,000 you are getting a lot of features that is missing in this phone, which means the 17 looks way more better purchase, and you end up buying the you end up buying the 16. So which phone you should buy, I have just tagged it in products if you want to check. And I think they have also included Mintra, so this is from Mintra. I've also tagged it if you want to check it. Yeah, that's it. Bye bye.